What's going on, guys? Hope your guys' fucking day's going good. I'm out fucking outside. I hope I can get this fucking lighter to work. I have like 30 different fucking, like 5 different lighters. None of them are working right now, so I think I gotta buy myself some new ones. There's one about a casino. I can't find that one. It's one of my favorite ones. It's like a jet fuel torch. But other than that, I hope your guys' day's been fucking good. Mine, not bad. It's going. I'm gonna go to the gym here in a little bit. But thought I would knock one of these fucking things out first, at least. Because I didn't do one last week. I didn't do one last week. But yeah. So other than that, it's been pretty cool. Getting ready for fucking college football. Getting ready for NFL. See how the Raiders do, but I'm looking forward to the Ducks. Hopefully this year they have a better year than last year and they get to a national title. But other than that, what has I been? Just been thinking a lot. Thinking a lot things that I want to do this year. Especially towards the end, I kind of want to do more episodes and all that. Kind of want to do some episodes going to LA. I want to do some in Vegas, you know, because I know in Vegas, there's a lot of people, there's quite a bit of people I know in Vegas. Got one of my cousins out there, and then I got one of my nephew's dads out there. His would be a good one that I gotta get in contact with him for, because he trains at Team Syndicate. That's where it's a gym. A lot of UFC fighters and champions train there. I think Marab was still training there because Marab has been doing his last few training camps there. Yeah, he's done his last few training camps there. They have a whole bunch of guys. They have a whole bunch of up and comers coming up that I'm can't wait to see. But definitely, I want to go out there, do a few podcasts with him, fucking Danny. Want to get him on, then I want to get some of his guys on, and especially it'll be easier now with this because I don't think I want to do an office or a setup for the podcast for a while. I think I kind of want to do everything on the go to them and just do quick ones. I mean, just the other ones, just like having 3 mics or 4, even 4 mics. But I think I might just get another iPhone and just use the file, the audio file, and just combine the two. It'll be a little bit more work, but why not? And it's not that fucking hard either. You know, I feel like if you always try to learn something, you're always better off learning it rather than always having to pay someone to do it. Because personally, me, if there's one thing like that I've learned just these past few years with these ventures and some of these failures is that you're better off always trying to learn it yourself first. Don't always think you need to pay someone to have the highest quality. Sometimes the best quality is you learning it, because then you can bump out as much content as you can, rather than always waiting for someone. You know, there's one of my teammates, or a good friend too. One of my good friends, I know he's trying to start a podcast. He was asking me about it, and I like helping people with that. But I remember he wanted to do like 4 people, and here's the thing. Like I advised him, I was like, do it just you and somebody else first, and then kind of switch it on and off. Because if you want to have 4 people on all the time, those are 4 different schedules you gotta somehow come together and figure out. And that's the bad part. Whereas me, I can bust out an episode every day if I want to, but it's just because I don't. Probably my laziness, I can probably say, or just my work ethic is not there, but I really want to get it to that level here soon. you know, and and for me, I need to get better on my work, get better on my discipline and all that, and be able to do more. Because one, I was watching it's an old thing about OGZ from Shoreline. It came out 3 years ago, but I barely just saw it, I believe, yesterday. It was, he did a thing with Complex, and he goes on kind of behind the scenes on why he kind of left Shoreline and all that. And also, like, just his work ethic alone. That first song he came out with, the one that really put him was the Musty. And he goes on to share that he did the video in the apartment. He engineered that song himself. He directed that song himself. And everything he did was really just him doing it. And I feel nowadays, like, we always look to find someone else to do it so we don't kind of learn. But the thing is, like, at one point you have to learn so you know what you want and you can produce as much as you want. But then there will be a level when you get to where you don't have to do it yourself no more. You know, you have the money to do it. You have the money to still pump out as much as you want. You know, I mean, look at just Shoreline or OGZ, like, just off the hit Musty. Next, you know, signing the record label with, I think, who they signed with, Atlanta? I'm trying to remember who they signed with, I can't remember. But after signing, doing all these shows, making money and all that, to the point where it's like now, he doesn't have to worry about that. He has, he hired a director, he hired the videographer to do all the editing and all that. At first, he learned himself. Best thing to do, whatever you want to do, man, just do it yourself first, and then gradually, fucking, if you can, gradually start hiring somebody for that. You know? And his story's pretty cool. I like it. I was watching. I think it's called the OGZ Family All In or something like that. It's not complex. I'm telling you, it's real cool. Especially gives you a different kind of perspective in some of these artists, and it shows, like, out of everybody from Shoreline, you can tell he was the most creative one. He was the one who was really about it. The other guys, you can kind of tell they weren't. Phoenix flexing, yeah, definitely, because he kept on grinding. He keeps on doing his thing. But when it comes to the other guys, the work ethic is just not there like how he is, and it shows. And I feel like all of us want that life, but all of us don't have that. Fucking got to use. All of us don't have that fucking work ethic, and you know, you may not have that work ethic, but doesn't mean you can't build to have that work ethic. You can't tell me that you can't get to that point. I feel everyone can get that type of work ethic. It's gonna take fucking a lot of hard work. It's gonna take a lot of mental strength and fucking just changing the way you're wired. But do I think everybody can? Everybody fucking can, man. But it's just, how bad do you want it? Some people don't want it that bad, so it shows. Other people want it fucking bad, so it shows, like, oh shit, oh man, this guy's really starting to put in more. Because I remember when I first started my podcast, I fucking started in my bedroom with the Behringer fucking interface. Connected that to my MacBook, and then I updated my MacBook, and now I can do more, especially because everything's fucking faster, man. Those MacBook Pro, I can see why they're so fucking expensive. But when it comes to music, video editing, to be honest, it's a shit. So I'm definitely gonna be doing that here soon. I'm gonna be planning a trip to Vegas too. Planning to be out there maybe 3 days, 4 days. Probably leave like Friday morning, come back Monday morning, or something like that. That way I can just fucking meet up, do one episode, but do like at least 5-6 episodes that same day, or maybe 8 episodes separated from Saturday, Sunday, and then fucking just have content for like not next 2 months, but maybe for like the next month, where it's like, all right, cool, I don't gotta worry about it. And then from there, I'm planning to go to fucking LA, definitely there, go to San Diego. There's some people I know in San Diego. Go back to Portland, and then go to Eugene. I gotta go back. There's some There's some people I've been in contact with that I gotta go up and visit and fucking get on the podcast, and then still be doing some around here, you know, because I know there's a few of my buddies who want to get on, and definitely gotta have you guys, especially a lot of my teammates. I got a few of them should be fighting here soon. I got some out in Fresno too, so it looks like it's gonna be pretty busy towards the end of the year. But I don't think I would change it for the world. I think I'd rather be busy than fucking being at home binge watching TV shows every day or doing this and not hitting the gym. Like certain things in my life right now, I'm just trying to adapt, especially now. I think now, since I've gotten older, like I like taking time off. I like requesting days off, whereas back in my younger days when I was like 21, 22, 23, like no matter where I worked, I hated calling off. I hated requesting days off. Now I'm at the stage where I'm like, bro, a job is always gonna fucking be there, no matter what. Work will always be there. You can be your own work. You figure out the ways. Especially now, I mean, we gotta make our own path nowadays. I feel like for a happier life, you make your own path. You know, unless it's being a doctor, this. But at the same time, you can get your own practice going. You know, but I don't wanna be under anybody. I'd rather just do my own thing, even if it's maybe it doesn't provide the most lavish lifestyle, but as long as it makes me and my loved ones happy, that's all I care about. You know? But touching on the thing of happiness, you know, it's hard to be happy. But for me, after all the books I've read so far, like, happiness is on you. Happiness won't always just come. You gotta strive to be happy. You gotta work on something to be happy, you know? The moment you stop working on something, the moment you stop having a goal, the moment you stop trying to better yourself, either it's physically, mentally, like, once you stop to do that, I feel like you start to die a little bit more faster. So I feel to have a life, you gotta have something to look forward to. If you're in a rut right now, I'm telling you right now, give yourself something to look forward to, because it makes it easier to live a happy life when you have something to look forward to, when you have a goal that you want to achieve. The moment you stop having something to look forward to, life looks sad. It looks horrible. But you give yourself something to look forward to every time, you'll have a fucking happy life. You can be like, oh, I'm gonna go to school. I want to get my master's. Cool. Look forward to that. You get your master's. Cool. Once you get your master's, what's the next goal? It could be doctor. It could be something else. It could be you want to start this. You want to start that. Just start doing something. Don't get stuck. The moment you stop trying to thrive, if it's like, that's where you get to the point where what does life mean? Well, life doesn't mean anything if you don't have nothing to work hard for, look forward to. You know, if you got kids, one thing to look forward to is how they're going to come up, how they're going to be when they're 18, 21. What are they going to achieve? You know, but you got to give yourself something to work hard for. Not only for you, but your loved ones, your family. And I get in these times, it's like people want to find some reason why not to be happy for. Oh, this is, or maybe the country's not going where you want it to be, bro. Life is never ending change. It's never ending. So why not expect change? Why not look forward to change? Because it's always going to be there. You will never have a simplicity of not simplicity, but like you won't always have this routine that will last forever. The routine at one point changes. The routine at one point will have to change, whether by your liking or life's liking. That's it. So you gotta be prepared for that. But you gotta find also that spiritual kind of, not find the spiritualness, but for me it's more like one of my things that calm me, how keeps me, motherfucker, I can't speak right now. Gives me a peace of mind is my spiritual connection with life and God. Knowing that no matter what happens, my life is in His hands. I'm going to try to do the best I can, be the best person I can, the best son I can, the best brother I can, the best boyfriend, best husband, best dad. I'm not dad yet, but the best friend I can be, is not let the world turn. Everybody wants to always have an excuse on why they became mean or cold-hearted. Personally, me, I don't think life happens for you to be cold-hearted. Life happens so you can learn how to read the signs. So you learn how to just, hey, I gotta ease back on this, or hey, I'm not gonna go down this route again. Let's go another route. It's not meant for you to be cold. I don't think life is meant for you to turn cold, to be a cold-hearted person. I don't believe in that. That's just my opinion, though. But also, being more in touch with my spirituality, like one of my favorite saints that I barely learned about this year is Saint Longinus. Saint Longinus was the Roman soldier who stabbed Jesus when he was on the cross. And after he stabbed Jesus, people would think, well, how can he be a fucking saint? He was the one who stabbed Jesus, our Lord and Savior. But here's how. The moment he stabbed Jesus Christ and the blood poured on him, St. Longinus always suffered from vision problems. He could never see clearly. In other words, you can say he was blind because he saw blurriness. He never saw clear. The moment Jesus' blood fell onto him and on his eyes, his vision cleared. His vision was, as some would say, cured miraculously. At that moment, he stepped away from a good living because he was a Roman soldier. He had already his what that time was his not penmanship, his fucking pension. He already had money. He, like, one moment he retired, he was gonna live a good life. He had lands, I believe they were gonna give him to at the time. I think I can't remember. I gotta go back and keep reading on the story. It's hard for me to remember every detail, but certain details I remember good. But he starts to preach, starts to say how Jesus was the Son of God. He converts to Christianity, and during his preaching, they gave him multiple warnings, like, hey, you gotta stop. You can't be preaching this. You gotta stop. You gotta stop. Well, he never stopped. He kept going. Well, one of the first things they did was they took out his tongue. They took it out. He kept preaching. But from certain reports that I was reading, it said that he preached like if he still had his tongue. Like his tongue was never cut off. He was able to speak clearly. So they kept on giving me more warnings, and then ultimatum. They grabbed him, and I believe when I was reading, they cut out his eyes as well. And though going through both of those, he continued to preach until I believe he was also crucified. I believe upside down like Peter. I may be mistaken on that. I got to go back and keep reading more, because when I read something, I'll read it, and then I'll find something another interesting to learn about, and I start to read that. So I don't remember all the details. I'm not one of those with fucking excellent fucking memory, but I am for certain that I'm certain they took out his tongue, took out his eyes, kept preaching, and I believe he was crucified. I may be wrong. Look it up. But Saint Longinus, he's been one of my favorite saints that I've learned about so far. After that, I'm a big believer in Saint Benedict, who I never knew. Saint Benedict has a twin sister who's also a saint. I can't remember her name at the moment, but they are both buried under the monastery in Monte Cassino. And this is the same Monte Cassino that was bombed during World War II. But other than that, guys, I'm going to cut it short because I'm going to go to the gym. But as always, love you guys. Grant us a one at a time. Let's get it.